As you can obviously tell, it's not a Monday, so this isn't a weekly vlog. But I did kind of just have a thought, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. Normally, I would probably post something like this up on my TikTok, but my phone is not really being my best friend right now. But let's go ahead and get to it real quick. Does America? This is my question. I'm not saying this as like some sort of financial analyst or anything like that. I'm just asking this as some dude. Does America actually have a high class? Because I don't know. Like there is this aspect of owing more than you earn, and I feel like that's like financial warfare in this class war that we're in. But it's just dawned on me, like I don't think we have a upper class. Like we have rich people, we have celebrities, we have we have rich people and we have celebrities. But like when I think of if you were to say high class to me, you know what I mean? I would just think like people who are like in a position of power because of how useful they are in times of crisis. You know what I mean? That's what I think. That's what goes on. Like we can go to that person because that person will help us. But I don't think we have that in America. We have rich people, we have um, celebrities, but we don't have people who we can like kind of go up to. Like when I think of high class, I think of the manager at a basic store. You know what I mean? Like if you have a problem at a store and the person who you're kind of on level with can't help you, they can go over to somebody who is on a higher level, and that person on a higher level will be able to assist and quell the situation for the better. And I feel like in a store we have that, but in society in America we just don't, because that manager is much more of a higher class to me than the CEO that you will probably never see. Ooh, that was a bar. But yeah, though but it's like yeah, I just don't think that we have because I can't think of a useful rich person. I can think of rich people, but I can't think of a useful rich person. And as I've said in my shorts, um, I could tell you what some rich people have done to get their money. Like I said, there's performers, there's athletes, there's like Dr. Dre, he rapped and got his money. Taylor Swift, she sings and made her money. Michael Jordan, he played basketball and got his money. I couldn't tell you what Elon Musk, Donald Trump, or Warren Buffett did to make their money. And people will say, "Oh well, like Warren Buffett, he was a financial consultant. He's a business genius." And it's like, well, yeah, but let's just say hypothetically, if money didn't exist, Warren Buffett would be useless. You see what I'm saying? Well, money will never just not exist. Well, that's not the point that I'm trying to make. If you're a Warren Buffett fan or a capitalist or whatever, that's what I'm saying. It feels like I always go back to this. A lot of jobs that involve like money and finances always seem to earn more money. You ever notice that? Like there's billionaires in America, or there's billionaires in general who are hedge fund managers. And I looked up what hedge fund means, and that's ultimately just investors or people who've already had money and they put money towards a product that gives them more money. You see what I mean? So it's like, what did you do for the money that you already had to begin with? Did you just have it? You know what I mean? Like that feels a little bit like cheating. And then there's people who are have inheritance and all that other stuff, in which I don't like. I don't consider, if you have an inheritance and you're a rich person, I don't believe that you didn't do anything for your money. There's people out here who have jobs, you know what I mean, who will never see that kind of money, and here you are with the kind of like I don't understand that. And I do feel like the class war that is rich people in power basically increasing prices on things just to kind of just sort of, I feel like that aspect of finance, or that aspect of money, is ultimately just because rich people are kind of useless and lazy. So the only way that they can have worth or value is by just basically having more money than everybody else. Like I can tell you this much right now: if you gave me $1 billion, I would not want another $1 billion. I can live off of $1 billion for at least a year. There was this meme that I remember seeing where it was like, what I used to think $1 million would get me versus what $1 million could actually get me. And it was a picture of two houses. One was like this gigantic mansion, blah blah blah, and the other one was basically like a normal house that you would probably see on a sitcom, on a family motivated sitcom. You see what I'm saying? So it's like this is like this is what you thought it was, and this is what it actually is. So it kind of means that money is sort of losing value. But because of the fact that money is kind of losing value and everything is getting more expensive, rich people still see their worth in their money. So what they're doing is just basically bumping up the price on everything so they can still be able to afford basic necessities that poor people can't afford. And like, and it's like, hey, we're still better than you because we can now buy groceries and a house. You see what I mean? And what better way to keep the division, going on than with rich people basically, like people who can buy stuff as simple as a home and groceries and a car and be able to say, hey, we're still better than you schmucks. You know what I mean? And it should never be that. People at the top shouldn't be like people at the bottom shouldn't suffer just because they're at the bottom. People should I believe that people should suffer because of bad things that they do. Poverty is not punishable, at least not to me. I don't believe that poverty and being poor is a punishable thing because it's engineered by rich people to just keep the rich people feeling good about themselves. Because what better way to feel good about yourself if you are, if what better way to be feel good about yourself in a nation that's ran by ego and bravado than to just simply say I'm better than them. It's just dumb. But yeah, that was just frustrated me. So it's yeah, like but it's like to back to my question, a do we have an upper class? Like do we have like who like we always talk about the elites. We always talk about the upper class, but I've never heard their names before. Like, do we actually have Vanderbilts, Cambridges, and um, there was another one. I remember there was like three families, and it's like, what do they actually do? You know what I mean? Like I say, like if money didn't exist, would they be useful? Like I don't believe that we have an elite because I believe that all of our rich people, all of the people who have like this copious amount of money, I feel like if they actually had to work like a normal, regular, real job, like like being working in retail or doing a 9 to 5 or working in fast food, the jobs that they shame and the jobs that the jobs that they would be, I feel like they couldn't do those jobs. You know what I mean? And I feel like if they can't do a regular person's job, if they can't work a 9 to 5, if they can't do basic things, then there's no point in sort of like lauding them as these awesome people because they earn, not even earn, but they have like so much money. Like I don't believe that a business CEO, in my opinion, can't be. I feel like a business CEO shouldn't be valued as higher than a worker because if all the workers just leave a job, if all the workers just decide that they're just done working and they just leave a job, maybe like I don't know, maybe if like all the workers just buy a couple of houses and just live in those houses, for a cheaper price, or something. You know what I mean? Like maybe they just like decide, we're gonna start our own businesses, make our own money, work for ourselves, and like if there are if people actually got out of the system, the like worked away from the corporations, what would the corporations do? Well, they'll just replace them with robots in America. Robots in America, one of the like, and I'm not saying this to be insultful, but it's like, can we, like, if we can't do business right, what makes you think that we can do technology right? I'm just saying, like, if America is not exact, American businesses are not exactly doing like swimmingly. They just make enough money to siphon back into their pockets, and then say the economy is doing well because we got another yacht. You know what I mean? But it's like, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like there's ways. It's like if every worker decides to just leave the corporations, what would the business CEO do? If everybody just got together and just basically say, you know what, we're gonna establish our own city, our own community, and we're gonna do what we can to help each other out as a people, away from corporate interest. I'm gonna out here. I will let you, you know, like here, let's buy a couple of, let's buy up a neighborhood so that rent can go, so that rent can get lower. Let's start our own businesses so we can start selling stuff for ourselves for much cheaper, so that product can actually get around. Let's do things to try to work on how to help each other, because the corporate businesses are just going to keep bumping up prices and like not paying us what we owe. Let's unionize a company. You know what I'm saying? Like if people actually got together and do stuff like that, these corporations, the business CEOs, they'll just be like, "Well, what are we gonna do?" I don't think that business CEOs. I don't see the business CEO of any company working at their company and doing well. I just don't. You know. But yeah, but it's like that's kind of like I said. If we're gonna, if I feel like if we're gonna be 100 about this class war that's happening right now, where the rich people are just sort of like making things more miserable for poor people just to make themselves feel better, then I feel like we kind of have to like acknowledge the fact that there has never been an upper class in America, and the rich people are kind of useless. Capitalism doesn't really like capitalism in America anyway. Doesn't really work. Like capitalism, I believe that it works if done correctly, and in America, it hasn't been done correctly in any capacity. But yeah, man, like I don't like there's like I'm willing to like I'm willing to just like listen to anybody else's response to this. Like, but I just need to know: have we ever had an upper class? I don't believe that we have, but I'm willing to listen to somebody just basically let me know, hey, no, actually, we've had an upper class, and it's these people because they did things like this. Because my idea of upper class is basically like just socially useful. Like if money didn't exist, could these people be useful in other ways? Could these people be beneficial in other capacities? Could they do something to actually like? Because I'm going to tell you right now, a teacher and a cook is always going to be more valuable to me than a business CEO or a hedge fund investor or somebody who just plays with money all day. Because if you are in the money industry and you make a lot of money, you didn't do any work. Somebody just gave you money and you just yeah. But that's just me. I don't, like I said, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be around doing things. So until something happens to me, because something is probably going to happen. I don't know what it is. I'm not being paranoid. I'm just got debts, and my job isn't paying me enough. So I don't know how much longer I got like on this earth. They take away my car, I'm screwed. So, but yeah, yeah. Like I said, the upper class. Like what is that? What is the upper class? Who are the elites? And also, if they're so elite and if they're so awesome, why are they shadow? Like, why are they shadows? Why are they phantoms? Why don't we know who they are? Why can't we know who they are? Like, what's this whole thing about privacy and like like secrets and stuff like that? Like, look, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. Depending on the position being provided to whoever these people are, you know what I'm saying? There should be like 100% transparency. Imagine somebody who is in charge of you. Imagine somebody being in charge of you and you don't know who they are. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they want. You don't know why they're doing whatever it is that they're doing. You don't know what they're doing. Everything is just one big secret. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. Like I understand. Like some things should be kept private. Some things should be kept, like secret. But not everything. So if we do have elites, if we do have higher class, who are they? And why are they high class? Why are they valuable? Why are they so important? Why should they be in charge of us? I'm gonna go to the library real quick. Y'all have a good time. Love, peace.